The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, the author of Mastering Probability, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the January 7th. Wonderful Wednesday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Perseverance Rhodes, who knows for a fact that each of us must be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there had a great Tuesday. Let's make sure that you and I do everything in our can to have just simply a wonderful, even a wacky Wednesday out there. I promise I'll do everything I can here during the next couple of hours. Let's always remember, as we begin our day, this is the most important thing, that no matter what happens to you today, folks, life happens for us, not to us. When you and I, when we make that shift in that change in our interpretation of life's events, it means that we can find the positive in any set of circumstances that's out there. I promise you, just like these markets we trade, there's bulls and there's bears. There's a good side and there's a bad side. You and I, we're the ones that have that choice as to which side it is that we want to take out there. Hey, most importantly, though, the most important thing is that I'm grateful for your presence here today. I am absolutely here to serve you, so feel free to give me a call at 877-927-6648. Internationally, you can reach out to us at 727-445-1044. This is Wonderful Wednesday. Of course, it's Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Right now, we got Dow Futures up 141 points, trade out at 17,431. S&P up 16.5 points, trade out at 2,011. NASDAQ Futures, they're up 28 points, trading out at 41.30. Russell 2000 up about 9 points, trading at 11.65. The king is on the move this morning here. The king of beers, the king of dolares, up 517 ticks, trading out at 92.26. That means we've got the euro moving lower, the pound, that's moving lower as well. We'll take a look at the currency pairs. Hey, how about those hard currency pairs? How about Goldilocks and silver? Gold back $7 right now, trading at 12.12, running into nothing more than a wall of resistance. P.S. They resistance out there. That's what it's run into. Silver's back 1.5% off 26 pennies. Light sweet crude trading out at 48.35. A little bit of a bounce out here, up 39 cents. Nothing to be too concerned about. Natural gas up a couple of pennies. I believe it is cold in the northeast out there. So sorry about that, but that's what winters are all about. Hey, that frigid weather is going to make its way on down to Florida. You know, it's going to cool us off too. Not so bad, though. Come on down and join us. We would love to see you down here. Let's take a quick peek across the globe, see what we have going on out here. Right now, we've got the DAX. The DAX is up 100 points. That's up a little over 1%. The FTSE's chart actually looks better. And then the DAX, that's up 1 2/10%, up 80 points. Sea of green last night in Asia. Hey, what's that all about? I thought we handed the ball off in a negative way out here. We had the Nikkei up 2 points. All right, flat, but still green. You had the Hang Seng up 195 points. That was up 0.8%. The Shanghai added another 23 points, about 0.7% out there. In fact, let's start off. I mentioned to you the FTSE, so let's go take a look at the chart for the FTSE out here. The FTSE right now, what it did yesterday, as we took a look at yesterday, what it did was it got down and tested the swing point, the high of its swing point low out there. Now, actually, if you even listen to what I just said, you'd have to be going, that would be confusing. What I'm talking about is the actual low swing point. The day is December 16th, and what price did yesterday was tested the top of that swing point. Maybe that's a better way to go ahead and express that out there. Rejected that. Now, I don't have volume out here. It doesn't matter. It simply rejected. What you see today, though, is a bullish engulfing candle that is formed. Now, we got 3, 4, 5 hours. How many? 11:30. A couple hours left in the trading session out here in the UK. But nonetheless, you get a nice little reversal signal at where? At what type of retracement? From low to high out here. Where are we at? The 0.786 retracement, kind of like Johnny on the spot out there. No, I don't know where that saying came from, but since my best friend's name is John, I get to call him Johnny on the spot all the time. In any event, that could be the C point that has formed of an A to B equals C to E to the upside. So we'll keep a quick eye on the footsie out here. Now, with regard to our markets, let's see. Jay in the den says, I see Santa's peeking through the window. The rubber band has stretched too far. There's no question, Jay, that the rubber band has stretched too far. But the question is, this morning, here's the question I posed to you. Maybe you can put your hands up and you can tell me. Maybe I can see it through my camera out there. How many of you believe that this is the bottom, or is this a counter-trend rally? How many think it's a counter-trend rally? Let me see. Put all those hands up inside our Tiger's Den. Hey, hopefully you took advantage of joining us in the Tiger's Den, that free open house that we have out there, so you can test drive the Tiger's Den for the next 30 days. That is a beautiful thing out there. Well, let's go try to figure out what it is that we can determine about the markets and whether or not this is a more than a counter-trend rally. Let's start with the NASDAQ. Let's do this here. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ 300-minute chart. Now, the NASDAQ on the 300-minute chart, it's got a pretty well-defined descending price channel. And you can see we're a long way away from this thing breaking out. So with regard to a counter-trend rally, this thing has got a long way to go before it really runs into resistance of its descending price channel. That's with the descending price channel, starting with that evening star pattern at about 4 o'clock in the morning. This is a 5-hour energy drink chart that we've got on our screen. So it's a 300-minute chart that we're taking a look at. That began at 4 in the morning. That candle session 4 in the morning on December the 30th. So the top of that basically becomes the beginning of our descending price channel. Then our next couple of touch points out here at about 9 o'clock in the morning back on December 31st, as well as December 31st at the 2 p.m. session out here. And that's really resistance. We can see here, nice little bull sash candle that took place here last night at 11 p.m. Some additional follow-through. But at this stage of the game, when I take a look at this 300-minute, 5-hour energy chart, it says to me, at the moment, nothing more than a counter-trend rally. And you thought I was going to say something different. Yes, the rubber band has stretched. The rubber band has no option to do anything other than to at least get some kind of a bounce. Is this going to be a bounce that sticks for a day, for a two? I don't know. We're going to find out there. That much I can't tell you. What do I believe? I believe it's just a counter-trend rally, and the markets move lower, sideways, something along those lines out here. I don't think that the bottom is in, not just yet. But the markets are going to be the one that's going to prove that to us. All we got to do is just look for the patterns out there. Because you and I were nothing more than pattern recognition experts. That's what we strive for. If we take a look at the Dow futures, we're going to see something. So let's just say from the NASDAQ, we're not going to really get the determination whether the change in trend has really taken place, at least from an early stage standpoint. That's a little different story if we take a look at the Dow futures out here. Now, the Dow futures, if you're watching us on TigerTV, on my screen, what you're seeing is the two well-defined. We got the uptrend channel line, which the Dow broke through that. Did that here at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon back on December 31st out there. Of course, we're using that touch point, this little high out here at about 9 o'clock in the morning on December 31st as everybody was getting ready for celebration. The top of that line really creating our descending price channel. Now, what I can see on this 300-minute chart is we've got a TAS market profile box out here. Resistance in this is at about the 17,529-ish type level. That's going to run right into or close to the top of that descending price channel. So we want to watch how price tackles this area. Now, with this being a 5-hour chart, the actual price where you'd start to see a breakout is about 17,500, we'll call it. So we'll use the 17,527. If we see price break above that, then the answer is, hey, this is more than a counter-trend rally, at least as far as the Dow futures are concerned out there. So we'll pay attention to that. Inside the Russell 2000, if we take a look at its futures contract out here, and I got about a 10-minute delay, I believe, on this. The interesting thing here is that right now, maybe what we do is we get a better piece of evidence with regard to the market from this descending price channel. Let me go ahead and get my cursor up on the screen out here. So this descending price channel beginning at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on December 31st out there. That was when the session ended. So 5-hour chart, 5 hours before that time frame. But you can watch this. You can see this on Tiger TV. You can see it got that nice little descending price channel. And price, as we speak right now, has bumped its head right up against that inside of the Russell 2000. Of course, there's about a 10-minute delay on this. So these are the patterns, in my opinion. These are some of the patterns that we want to follow out here. Now, what we've been doing is we've been taking a look at some resistance levels out here. so that we can pay attention as to, the Dow futures up 149 points out there. Somebody might have turned on the tube, the boob tube, as my mom used to call it. Is somebody might turn on the tube and say, oh, man, the bottom is in out here. Now, it may be. But we won't know that until we get the actual proof of that, right? Because we know the market has been and it's supposed to be. By the way, all these folks that are out there with all these statistics of telling you about January and geez Louise, the first few days that we've been selling up and oh my gosh, the sky is falling and we haven't seen this for I don't know how many years. I don't know what it is that they're smoking out there, but they're not smoking the good stuff. And the reality is we should have been and we should be expecting the market in January to move down. To what degree does it really matter? No, it's a mere fact that I can tell you historically, this is what the market does. Every gosh darn January. Most Januaries out there. So what it's doing is when a script goes according to plan out here, which is really all that the market is doing, it says that what you ought to be doing is preparing for the next bottom. Just like we had that major bottom in October of 2014, October 15th, October 16th. And yes, that was a major bottom. All the preponderance of evidence that we have says this market wants to move higher. Says the S&P wants to move to 2350, 2450. Don't let anybody out there tell you any different. All they're doing is getting off track, and they're not paying attention to the long-term patterns that exist inside the marketplace. That is where the market wants to go. When it's going to get there, I don't know. But at this stage here, this stage of the game, that's the trend that is inside the market. And to think otherwise is okay as long as you're using a much shorter term outlook inside of the markets. But what you should really be doing is looking for that next bottom. That is what I'm doing. A little bit of bottom fishing inside the markets. Now, if we go take a look at what's going on inside the let's go look inside the currency market out. Let's start with our currency pairs here. Let's start with your friend and mine. That's the euro, Japanese yen. Of course, we know that this currency pair, better than any other currency pair, tracks the U.S. stock market. Now, at this stage here, what do we know? We know that prices move down into the 1 to 1.272. A to B equals CD to the downside by getting into that 141.09 level. You're trading at 141.26. It did it with a wide-ranging bar. At this stage of the game, we're just seeing a little bit of a bounce inside this currency pair. What does this say to me? It says, hey, very likely we're going to see lower price. Lower price come in 137.49, maybe 140.12 out there. We'll see how this plays out. But at this stage, I don't see any kind of reversal inside this currency pair. Do you? No, you don't see one either. We'd have to go down to a real short-term chart, which we could, but we're not going to at the moment to try to find that out there. Now let's go take a look at the euro. Let's go take a look at the queen. The queen here inside of the euro, below its 1 on its short-term basis, by the way, below its 1 to 1.272 A to B equals C to the downside. That says next move inside of the euro, down into the 117.45-ish type range out here. No bulls in place. And, of course, if we switch this over to a weekly chart out here. We'll do that when we get back, so I give you that. Oh, those targets are like around the 110, 111 area. And short of any bulls showing up, that is where the euro wants to move. That says that the king is going to get a lot of energy. This is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN. We'll be right back, folks. Told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
How would you feel if you had a powerful decision-making tool that has the ability to find high-probability trading opportunities across multiple time frames in equities, currencies, and futures? Search no more. Take advantage of the best trade with the TAS Profile Scanner. Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to help them make the best and most accurate decisions. Scan over 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments for high-probability trading setups utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time, for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. Subscribers will also gain access to the December 9th workshop with John Logan. There's no obligation to pay anything. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow futures up 152, S&P up 17. Let's go finish off the currency pair view out here. We're taking a look at the euro Japanese yen again. No bottom in sight as we speak right now. So the next move on the way down, price-wise, the next price projection down here is at the 117 and change. We'll call it 1.174. Longer term on the weekly, it's got the 110, 111-ish level in sight out there. With regard to the Japanese yen, if we take a look at it, she's trading out right around the 119.40 level. Nice move here this morning. What the Japanese yen has just simply been doing since the middle of December 18 specifically, just really been trading sideways out here. The yen itself has got an A to B equals CD price projection. Has not gotten through the B point. That's 121.85 out there. Once you get above that, 132.21 becomes its next target move out there. If we take a look at the Great British Pound, as we speak right now, the Great British Pound also down to the 1 to 1.272, A to B equals CD to the downside. And that was at the 150, well, we're really right there as we speak right now. If it doesn't hold this level, expect about the 147 area to be its next target on its way down. No bullish reversal signals as of yet on any time frame, to be quite frank. That's what's going on there. So all that is putting some big strength inside the U.S. dollar index. index, and someone might go ahead and say, oh, well, look how well gold is holding up with the U.S. dollar index being up 612 ticks out there. Well, we'll come back to gold. We'll take a look at that. As far as where is it that the U.S. dollar index is headed to, if we just take a look at a small A to B equals CD pattern out here, get some type of price projection. Well, the A point I would use is the October 15th low. The B point that I would use is the December 8th high, and my C point down here on December the 16th. So the next level where we see the U.S. dollar index moving to is about 92.85. Now, if I switch over and take a look at the continuous contract out here for the U.S. dollar index, and let's go ahead and put this on a monthly chart, I believe is going to be the better time frame to look at it. What we will see here on the monthly chart is that 92.50 is a pretty significant level of resistance. We're trading right now. The intra-session high has been about 92.37. Again, 10-minute delay here, so it's possible that we're trading a little bit above that as well. So the daily chart says 92.85. 92.50 is going to be a significant level of resistance. The question is this area going to hold? And if this area doesn't hold, you actually have a pretty decent consolidation pattern from 72 to 92. That's another 20 points out there. Maybe Mario Draghi is going to do what he says he's going to do for the first time in forever, since he's been spewing out all this quantitative speaking out there. But we'll see. First, the U.S. dollar index has got to really break through 92.50, stay above 92.50, come back and test 92.50, and then it could continue to be off to the races. So that's what's going on inside of that chart. If we go take a look at Goldilocks out here, see what gold is doing, did exactly what it was supposed to do yesterday, which was move right up into resistance. That resistance line out here that you and I have been looking at for so long, that's that resistance line coming off of the July 10th low, July 10th high, I should say, out at 1347. I just simply use as your next touch points out here that move higher on December the 9th out there. That was at the 1239 level, and price just really stopped smack dab there. So what's great about gold at this stage here is we ought to see the next day or two whether or not it wants to break this trend line out here. If it breaks above that trend line, well, then the next move is going to be to test the high at 1239. You take out 1239. Then I have to say you've got a real move to the upside out here. In fact, that real move to the upside, if you really take a look at it, that longer-term move. So here's the upside potential. Your A point being down here at the low on November 7th, your B point being out here at the high of December the 9th, and your C point being down here on January 2nd. That 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. If this trend line gets broken, you're looking at 1274, more likely 1303, but at least the 1274 range out there. Likewise, if it can't break through through this descending price or trend channel out here, price ought to pull back into the most recent swing point area. That's of January 2nd, somewhere around 1167 to the 1194 level. All in all, really not that big of a deal if that's all that it does in its pullback out here. But the gold ran right. How does it work like that? Sees that trend line, runs right into it. It's not really gold that sees it. It's really all the traders that are out there on the trading desk are really looking at the same tools that you and I are. So we've all, we're all equal. The question is, what's the decision that is made at that stage of the game? Right now, we got Dow futures. They're up about 138 points. S&P up 1550. Let's go see how this market. We know it's going to pop. The question is it going to drop? This is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN. Both great.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We got the Dow up 125 points. Trade out is 17,496. S&P up 13 at 2,015. Composite up 25 points at 4618. Russell 2,000 up 9. She's trading 1170. The DAX up 82. The FTSE up 75 points right now. Gold back $6. Silver down 19 pennies. Late sweet crude is up 64 cents. We'll take a look at that for sure. You've got moving to the upside, leading the charge dollar-wise, up $8 and change. Synergiva Biopharma. That's up 9%. You got Keurig, Green Mountain Coffee Roasters up about $6.50, 5%. Greenbrier Company's up 15%, up $7 and change. Bit Auto is up 6%, up $4. Sonic Corp up 12% this morning. Macy's up a couple of bucks. Kite Pharma, Kohl's up a couple of bucks. China Mobile up a couple as well. Isis Pharmaceuticals to the downside, lead the charge. Zillow, Z, capital Z, down $2 off about 2.5%. RPM International, RPM's a ticker symbol, up $3. You've got the Helmerich and Payne down to $1.91. Karyopharm Therapeutics off about 4%, down $1.32. Again, our call number 877-927-6648. Let's go back. So we took a look at currencies. We took a look at gold. Let's go look at silver. See what silver's got going on out here. Really just now silver finally did. Well, actually, it didn't do diddly out here. Wasn't able to even break above that December 16th high out here. That high is 1666. So all silver's really been doing is traveling a little sideways range out here. That's all that it is doing as we speak right now. If we take a look at light sweet crude, up 71 cents, trading out at $48.65. Still no bullish sign out here. It could form a nice bullish engulfing candle if it closed above yesterday's open. That opens at $50 even, Steven. Otherwise, just continue to expect lower prices to come at us out here inside of light sweet crude. Those lower prices could be in that $30 range. As you know, we're trading inside that monthly, quarterly swing point as we speak right now. On natural gas, let's go take a look at the natural gas contract. We're looking at the March contract right now. What is it doing? Not a whole lot after making that 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside. No bullish reversal signal. A little bit of a high wave-ish doji-style candle. Yesterday doesn't have a whole lot of meaning. Same thing that we've got going on today. So natural gas, even with that frigid temperature that's hitting parts of the country. I don't know. I don't have the weather forecast out here, but it's at least as our man Al in the control room says, the wind chills. We get wind chills in the Clearwater area, 20 degrees this tonight. Whew. Ooh, that's going to be cold out there. Don't like using that term wind chill when you live in Florida out there. In any event, let's see. So we've taken care of the commodities for the most part, the currencies. We've taken care of the markets, at least looking for this the determination whether it's more than a counter trend rally. We've got a ways to go there. Let's go take a look at some things that are moving in the marketplace out here. To the upside, let's go take a look at ticker symbol GEVA, leading the charge up $10 and change, trading out at 104. This is Synagiva Biopharma. Has announced as pricing of public offering of common stock. Huh. That's interesting. Let me actually see what this news story says here. Let's see. Biopharma company developing therapeutic products for rare disorders announced the pricing of its previously announced underwritten public offering of common stock consisting of 3 million shares. So it must just be. So take a look at this stock chart out here. I'll read more about this during the break. Let's go take a look at number 2 out here. Let's go take a look at number 2. Greenbrier Companies. That's up 14%. This is Greenbrier by 19.5% interest in Amstead out here. But nonetheless, let's go see where Greenbrier is trading into. So it has this little downdraft that it's dealing with that began the day of November 28th. So it's going to have some resistance out there at the high of about 64.71. However, if it can get above the swing point from December 29th. That high is 55.50. You're at 56.29. Do it more than 679,000 shares. It will have no problem doing that. It ought to get up and test the top of that resistance area because that would then be an A to B equals CD to the upside. That 1-to-1 A to B equals C to the upside gives you a price projection of 60.43. I suspect it would do more than that and get up and test the the high of that downdraft right around 64.71. Ticker symbol there is GBX. If we look at Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, let's go see what she's doing. Up 5% this morning, up $6 and change out here. This is a nice bear separate, bull separating line out here. So that's a big, powerful move inside of Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Now, Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, if we take a look at this stock chart, all that she's done here, in essence, is come back into very close to the area where it broke out. Now, wide price spread, accelerated volume. No idea what was behind that move on August 22nd, but I can tell you it had 10 million million shares, and that was one of its widest bars out there if you go ahead and fill in that gap. So prices come back, not all the way to the bottom of 125 out here, but it came back yesterday with 2.2 million shares going against 10.7 million shares out there. And, so now where's this headed to? Well, you'd have to say pretty good chance it's going to run into some resistance anywhere between the levels of 139.50 to 150.57 out there. Ticker symbol GMCR. Biogen, she's now squeaked up to the top BIIB. That's up about $8, up 2% out here. Biogen this morning, this thing is going to try to make a run for that swing point high. It's got some decent volume up there. It's not like it's a light volume swing point high in December 19th. 3.6 million shares. You're trading, you're trading to the bottom of it. 343.06. You've gotten up to 343.30. Any close above 343.06 today, pretty good chance this is going to run to 361.93. That's a ticker symbol BIIB. Wynn Resorts, let's go check in on Wynn Resorts. That set up that island reversal bottom pattern out here. That is, let me see, the top of the island is 139.24, and yesterday it got down to 139.26. Son of a gun. The islands still exist inside of Wynn Resorts out here. Now, this is an extremely bullish pattern out here. Nothing more bearish than a failed bullish pattern. We don't have that as we speak right now, but you do want to watch Wynn Resorts. If it does ever close below 133.58 in the not-too-distant future, that would be bad news. Probably sends price down to about the 108 area, if not 127. Probably right around the 108 area would be my guess out here. Volume yesterday on its pullback was 1.9 million shares. That's after moving higher with 2.8. So it's actually moving back, came back with some light volume yesterday. We'll see if this thing can get any legs inside of it. That's Wynn Resorts. Bit Auto, BITA, is the ticker symbol. That's up about 4%, up $2.96 out here. Let's go see what she is doing. What is she doing out here? So tried to break out back on November 14th. And it was not able to hold those lows. You had 3.8 million shares to the upside. No A to B equals CD to the downside pattern. Really, if anything, just for the most part, a version of a consolidation. Inside Bid Auto, you're at about the $98 for your consolidation high. You're at around the $62 range for your consolidation low. You're kind of just a little bit below midstream. Whoops, as we speak right now. BITA is the ticker symbol there. Let's look at a couple things that are moving to the downside out here. You got the Junior Nugget, the Direction Daily Junior Gold Miners out here. Is this the bullish position? Yeah, this is the bullish position, JNUG. Yeah, this is, what can we say out here? Yesterday had some movement to the upside, 5.1 million shares to the upside. So you had a little sign of strength yesterday, but this has got some trouble. A bit of trouble. In order for this thing to really begin to move northward, it's got to get above 44.50. You're trading at 32.51 as we speak at the moment. You got RPM International. RPM is down 7%, up $3.49. Looks like RPM has cut their Q2 sales. Was flat compared to last year out here. Net income was up about 10%, so they got some good accountants out there, good cut, paste, and assemble groups. Nonetheless, this thing has a gap down this morning, pretty good volume behind its move, 700 million shares, but this is now gapping down into its last little area of support out here, last little sign of strength, small sign of strength, 953,000 shares to the upside created by that window on October 31st out here. October 31st, I think that's when we saw the markets move higher, if I'm not mistaken. That was the October 30th or the 31st when the Japanese central bank said, hey, we got the printing presses and we're going to let those things roll out here. Nonetheless, this has moved back down into that area. If this area here holds as support, because you got too much volume coming down there. But if it does hold as support, it says that this 44.27, 44.73 ought to be a good, strong level of support. And that's ticker symbol RPM. Results. R. What do I want to use for the P? Results, purpose. Results, purpose, and M. Got to come up with something for the maybe somebody in the den will come up with it for me. Let's look at let's see, what do we got moving big to the downside out here, percentage wise, individual stock. Whoosh! Here's one moving big. Let me see what we got. KBIO is a ticker symbol. That is Calobios Pharmaceutical. So let me see, what have they not done? Top line data for phase 2 study. So it looks like they probably have some bad results for a phase 2 study out here dealing with lung infections for cystic fibrosis. It did not meet their endpoint. And talk about not meeting their endpoint, they've gone from basically about $2 yesterday down to 60 cents this morning. So that's with volume behind that move. So this thing here hasn't looked good in pretty much forever. Let me pull this back, put this on a weekly chart out here. Yeah. So here's this is just awful. Awful. This equity here looks like did a IPO right around the January 2013 timeframe, the week that began January 28th. The high that it traded at was $8.25. It's never seen that high ever since, and now you've gone from $8.25 all the way down to 59 cents. Not a single shareholder inside Calobios Pharmaceuticals is in a profit position. That is a shame out there. Let's take a look at some of the gold stocks here. See what they're doing this morning. Let's look at Rand Gold. That's back $1.32 as we speak right now. Let's put this back on the daily chart so we can see what it is doing. So yesterday, so far today, just an inside day. Not a big deal. Certainly gapping down, but an inside day. Moving higher yesterday nicely with 1.7 million shares. So far today, 200,000 shares. So we'll see what kind of volume is inside of this. Now this equity here, in essence, we can say it's broken above a level of a horizontal resistance. We'll see if that now becomes support. That's at a price point of 70.91. You get back below 70.91, you're back inside. He says the breakout to the upside here was a false breakout. Nonetheless, you did have a swing point that only had 887,000 shares taken out with 1.7 million shares. So in essence, what really should take place inside of Rand Gold is this ought to be a confirmed A to B equals C to the upside. That will give you a price projection inside of this equity up to a price level of the 1-to-1 74.47. You got up to a high yesterday 73.52. The 1-to-1.272 takes you to 78.10 out there. That is on Rand Gold, GOLD. Is the ticker symbol. If we take a look at Gold Corp, down 26 cents as we speak right now. Of course, we know Gold Corp, it's got some issues. Those inside the GDX type trade, nugget trade, you really want to see Gold Corp get above 21.42 out here. At this stage of the game, yesterday moved higher with 15 million shares, so it did have some accelerated volume. But other than that, it's really going into a downdraft with 21 million shares from October 30th. So at this stage of the game, Gold Corp not giving you any kind of confirming signal out here. Let's take a look at Barrick Gold, down 19 cents as we speak this morning, an inside day here. Well, maybe not. Maybe not an inside day. Has it gotten back below yesterday's low? Has it tested that below 1093? 10 has tested it exactly. In the case of Barrick Gold, what it needs to do, it needs to get above its resistance 1 or resistance 2 level. That's that little downdraft from December the 15th. And that's what it did yesterday, was it ran right into that. It had 24 million shares to the downside. Yesterday, the upside, only 21 million shares. Now, Barrick Gold, Gold Corp, those are pretty key weightings with inside of the GDX out there. And they're not giving you anything of great news as we take a look at those equities. Let's look at Goldfields out here, one of the stronger equities in the market. Let's pull this back out here. This had a nice move yesterday. Volume behind its move was 11 million shares. That was taken out a swing point that only had 6.5 million shares. This is one of the better looking equities by far. Let me pull this back and try to figure out where is it running into a problem. And it's actually running into a problem right here, right as we speak right now. If we take a look at this little downdraft, updraft, downdraft that had volume on the trading session here of September 20th, and that had 32 million shares to the downside, and you're coming into that with only 11 million shares, 5 million shares. So it's coming into a supply line. That is what is stopping the ascent inside of the gold fields. This is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN. We got the Dow up 138, S&P up 16. We'll be right back.
take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow up 174 right now. S&P's up 19. Composite up 42. Russell's up 9.5 points out here. Let's go check in. We began the show. We started looking at the 5-hour charts here for the different futures contracts. Now, inside the NASDAQ futures, the NQ, it's got a long ways to go before it actually breaks its descending price channel out here. Just right now, getting up to that midpoint level. But look, we have to take into consideration that it did make 7 waves to the downside. So if you are long the NQ, your stop is pretty simple. It's right below the low of 4,082 out there. You're trading at 41.42 as we speak at the moment. With regard to the S&P, though, the S&P as we speak right now, it's a 5-hour chart. Now, here's the deal. This candle doesn't complete. That's the only problem with a 5-hour chart is that you got a lot of time to wait. This candle does not complete until 2 p.m. But what we can say as of 9:55 a.m. that the downtrend that the ES Mini has been in has been broken. If we do see a close above this level on the by 2 p.m., it says that we may, in fact, see the bottom that came in yesterday during the trading session out here. But we'll just have to wait. What I can tell you is that it has moved. It truly is trying to break out. So we'll see if it can actually do that. I would have to say a close above 2023 would be a confirmation that it has broken out. You're trading at 2014 as we speak right now. That is the 5-hour chart. So the S&P is the first one out here to raise its head. That it says, "Hey, I'm ready to break out." Let's go check out the Dow. Even with it being up 170 points in the index, when we take a look at the futures chart out here, we can see that descending trend line, channel line that's still in place out here, has not broken through. So we've got one of the 3 that we've looked at. And if we go back and we take a look at this, so it says 17,527 becomes, again, that's a close above that inside the Dow futures. And that says, okay, bottom is in. Top came in early. Bottom's going to come in early as well. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, again, remember I got a little 10-minute delay out here, but we can see that was the first one this morning that was suggesting, hey, this might be a breakout. You would think that I would think that if the bottom were really in, that we'd see the Russell. I'm going to excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know that I've done that on the air. In any event, at this stage of the game, we're not seeing the Russell 2000 futures break out above its descending price channel. So only the S&P as we speak right now. So it says the move still just a little bit suspect. We'll see how this plays out. If we do take a look at, though, let's go look at the summation indices out here. We take a look at the Dow. Remember, in the summation index here, when the price oscillator gets above 0, the summation index right here, which is in the center portion of my chart, that'll turn to green. That'll tell you that the trend has indeed changed out here. We're not there yet inside of the Dow, so it's got its work cut out for it. Even with the nice price move out here, it's got its work cut out for it to show that the bulls really want to take charge. Same kind of deal inside the NASDAQ composite. We'll pay attention to that. That still is in, believe it or not, in control of the sellers, inside the control of the bears as we speak. But if it gets above that 0 line, that's something we want to pay attention to. Of course, the wider swath of the marketplace, that's called the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange out here. Maybe this is the one that gives us the first signal. Still just slightly below 0. Needs probably another 500 or so net advancing issues in order to get back above the 0 line out there. But that'll be something that we'll want to keep an eye on. So, folks, it is Wonderful Wednesday. As always, thanks so much for starting your day off with us here at the Hotel California with our man John Logan. I'm with you for another hour, so if you have the time, go ahead and stay tuned. Otherwise, have a great Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow morning. Stay warm out there. Take care, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
watching Tiger TV.